nobody promises nothing. That's why we pretty much get played as political chumps. So we got to wake up. Yes, hold not vote hostage is necessary. Absolutely.
Okay. Jesse Brownlee, thank you for the super chat, to leaving a message. The ex-Hindu atheist, I agree for reparations. How much is what we need to decide. Nathan Dedinger says, give him a loan reparation.
But are we still online? It could be just buffering, which means it'll still go through, but it's just buffering.
It did
crash. I hope it wasn't the N-word.
No, but it's been...
And
it could be.
YouTube monitors.
So it's come back.
We're back. Yeah, it was just buffering.
Okay. That was weird timing.
You broke it, Psycho. You see this? You broke the internet.
Yeah.
I was just okay. Be John.
All right. So I just got a couple more here. Vibrantly Brantley says, "Thank you for providing a platform so all this idiocy can be brought to light." Drunken Crow says, "Not a dumpster fire this time, more like a trash can fire." The ex-Hindu atheist evolution doesn't make any statement about race, equality, or inequality. Does either of you have an issue with that?
That's true. It doesn't.
Okay. The ex-Hindu atheist. Wow, thank you for all the super chats. So where will it end? Race, gender, sexuality, religion, cults? And then what about those who mix? Ostracize them for fuck's sake?
My point too. Yeah, I agree with the ex-Hindu atheist. Those are exactly kind of the points I'm making too. Where do you break it down to the fine-grained structure of society that you're just basing things on race, sexual orientation, gender, religion? You're just going to have a non-homogeneous society that's consistent of individual compounds at some point. I don't think that's what America was really founded on. I don't think that was the principle of America myself.
Yeah.
So I understand.
We're always in discussions of diversity. We're always at a certain level of diversity, and we're looking for a certain level of homogeneity. I think that once people would be in a white nation and they have a social contract and they feel that they're not going to be the victim of disproportionate amount of violence from any subgroups, then they would have no reason to further segregate. But I think we're definitely in a situation right now where there's enough difference between the populations so that they feel founded, they feel grounded in this idea that they must separate. And you say America wasn't built with the idea of segregation. Well, it was originally, and I think it's what made America great. This idea that it was a white European country. I don't think it would have been the same if you were welcoming anyone. And this whole idea of welcoming anyone and welcoming diversity in any direction, it must be false. You must agree, for example, that there are certain types of criminals you don't want walking around your street. Well, there are also certain kinds of people I would prefer have a different nation so they can vote for their laws and I don't have to be submitted under their laws.
Well, I think that's a false equivalence. You're talking about criminalization. I mean, granted, we don't want criminals roaming the street, but they could be of any other class. We're talking about America.
That not all diversities are good, right?
I was just about to say, on the flip side, I want my kids to be able to go to school without getting shot up by everybody. You know,
it'd be nice, right?
Yeah, it'd be real nice. Yeah, just because somebody upset because they didn't get a prom date, I'm a little bit worried about that. So yeah, I concur. I don't want to be around a bunch of criminals of other subsets.
Right.
Okay. There's just 3 more here, and then we'll be done. Drunken Crow says, "Long live Gayconda." I guess that's what we're calling San Francisco now. Gayconda. Spike Smith says, "Amazing." Trent Benefield, what dollar amount would you assign for reparations? This seems like a really contestable number. So, I guess that'd be for you, Psychopath. What number would you? What's a good number for reparations, in your opinion?
I don't have a set number. I do believe this country owes us trillions of dollars. Be honest with you, I would love to have some land. I would love to have some tax exemption. I would like to have the same things that the Native Americans got from this country. I would like to follow that model as far as reparations go. To be honest with you, I would like to have some free land, tax exemption, some payments, and again, free scholarships.
Okay.
That's one argument I haven't had the time to make, but I think if we were to actually calculate the reparation number, it would be a negative number. Because at this point, we've been paying lots of taxes that have benefited the black population in the U.S. And I think that if we were to really do the counts, we would end up realizing that black people owe some things to white.
I think it's that diluted.
Because every white person in America is contributing net positive.
There you go. Yeah, that would be weird.
Go ahead, Jeff. I think you're in the middle.
You owe me $10, man.
No, I was just saying that it's based on the fact that white people have been a net positive in average for the state, and in the state disproportionately benefits black people through social welfare services and costs relating to prison. And so I think that the count would be hard to make, but if we were to make it for real, we would find out that we've been paying more than enough reparations.
Are you saying welfare is a form of reparations?
Well, it's certainly money taken against our will that heavily compensates the black population. I'm not saying I'm for welfare. I'm against it. But the fact is we're paying for welfare.
You do realize welfare was originally started by the Roman Empire, right? Who is not black. You do realize that welfare came into this country before it was even a country. You do realize that, right? Before we even had the revolutionary country had so to sit up here and make this disingenuous claim that welfare is a form of reparations is kind of a joke. Yeah. Not to mention corporate welfare rapes this country way more than social welfare that you're talking about. This country has been bailed out so many times by corporate welfare. It's amazing, and that has nothing to do with black people. And not to mention the average person in this country pays an annual total on their taxes annual total of their taxes that go towards welfare is $6 annually. That's how much the average person in this country pays in taxes that goes towards welfare. So this whole idea that welfare is killing everything in this country and is predominantly a black thing, even though it's mostly white people that's on welfare, it's actually a joke. So no, welfare is not any type of form of reparations whatsoever.
Well, first, on your first point, I will say I haven't made a claim about the initiation or the origin of welfare. I don't care if it comes from the Roman. I'm talking about the last few decades of life in America. And I'm saying that, yes, welfare programs are a net transfer from white populations to black population that should be accounted were we to ever calculate reparations. And on the $6 point, I say this is a very restrictive definition of welfare. When I say welfare, I mean it in the libertarian sense, in the large sense of every services that the state provides to people based on being poor or being part of a community that has more needs. And that includes Medicare, it includes all sorts of programs that is not just the food stamp stuff. In fact, I include even the cost of prisons, because it's a cost we have to undergo to maintain certain populations in our world. And these costs are enormous, much more than $6 per year.
Well, yeah, but this country makes a lot of money off these prisons. The prison is an industry. Let's not get this twisted. Like, there's a reason why all these private prison systems are in place. And again, to touch back on this welfare thing real quick, people act like, people on welfare just sitting around not doing anything, collecting food stamps and this, that, third. They all unemployed. Actually, these welfare people aren't unemployed. They're actually underemployed. A lot of these people are working. A lot of these people work part-time jobs and everything else, and they just getting extra help to help them make means, to help them make the ends meet. Like, a lot of these people, like, they force these people to go on programs and everything else and training and get them part-time jobs or full-time jobs. So these people are not just sitting around not doing anything that's on welfare. Most of these people are actually working.
It's a form of equity. In retail, I had a lot of people that were like that. They were working, but they weren't working enough hours to have a sufficient cost of living. So they would be on some form of welfare to help subsidize that. That is what equity would be in a society. That is what I've seen more often than people that are unemployed on welfare.
Ex-Hindu atheist. This is the actually Mike McAtheist says $1 million, and the final super chat says, "What about the LGBTQ plus community? Will they be safe in these ethno states? I doubt it." So,
well,
there's a good question.
I say we should have an understanding and empathic approach toward gay and LGBT, but I think we should favor reproductive behavior through incentives. And so I'm totally for denying them the right to marriage. They could have a symbolic marriage, but not have the associated benefits. I'm all for saying, look, our society is for reproductive people, and gay people exist because they had parents who reproduced. And therefore, any sort of incentivizing of reproduction wouldn't be wrong. It wouldn't be a wrong toward gay people. It would just be saying, look, as a gay person, your existence depends on dicks entering vaginas. So let's do it.
That's why I think
that's your whole episode.
I don't think you have to worry about that, though, because I would want to stay in the whatever is the normal America, like the America we have now. I don't think you'd have an issue with. Usually, it's mindsets that are going to group together. You know what I mean? And I don't think that you'd have that much of an issue with. Unless it's what's his name? What is his name? Is it Jack Donovan?
I have no idea.
His name?
What about him?
He's a he. It's that weird word that we were reading the other day, where they do like these primal weekends. But he's for an ethno state. But they like have these weekends where they go and they just all the men have sex with other men all weekend. It's called a primal weekend, something like that.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, look up.
Never been
Jack Donovan.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jack Donovan.
I don't think things are disincentive. I don't think that by denying things like gay marriage, it has anything to do with whether we're going to have procreation more or not. People that are gay are not going to go, hey, I don't want to be gay because I can't get married. It doesn't happen that way. These are just disenfranchised things. I don't see why it makes any difference if we give people the right to get married or if they don't, whether it's civilly, whether it's in the church. It makes no difference as long as they have the ability to do so like any other person. Again, I never would know one gay person that said, I don't want to be gay because I can't get married. That has never happened in the history of humanity, I don't think.
We don't know what will happen with a society that actively favors gay people and makes them a socially desirable outcomes and uses symbolic things like marriages to kind of say, yes, it is accepted in our society. Personally, I would say we don't know what will happen 20 years from now. Will we have increased the amount of people who converge toward gay lifestyles? Maybe we will. We just don't know. People make the claim that, oh no, you're born gay and there's nothing to be changed about it. I'm not sure at all we have the data to make this case. What I would say is we don't know to what extent societal influences have impacts on transsexual behavior and gay behavior. And the early data, the kind of anecdotal cases we can look at right now, which are, for example, children converting to transgenderism because it's a fashion in their school or they feel that they will be encouraged by their parents to do so, tells us a very different story. But I can't wait so that we have the data to say it for sure, that the way we do marketing for gay people in our society is helping people, is favoring more people becoming gay.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily see that, though.
I agree with
really. I don't. How is that? People. I'm not a big fan of the born gay thing. I think there's a nature versus nurture to be had, and I think there has to. In order to say you're born gay, you have to definitively say there are genetic and hormonal reasons that are the only reasons, and I don't think that's the case. I think there has to be some conditions where it is more of a nurturing thing, but it's not one size fits all.
You don't think people are born gay? You don't think people are born gay?
Well, I mean, not as a whole. I mean, I would say most people have the propensity to be gay when they're born because of genetic and hormonal reasons. Yes, but there has to be